very rare privilege in this conference to receive remarkable commitment from government in as far as their interest and will to support the work that the Zambia Diaspora Chamber of Commerce is doing, and of course the rest of the stakeholders here. You do remember that yesterday when we commenced the conference, the permanent secretary was here with us and was able to give her comments during a panel discussion around what ministry is doing and how that this particular forum sets an opportunity to be able to accelerate some of those priorities from a government perspective. Further to that, this afternoon or this morning still, we are now privileged to be joined by the Honorable Minister himself. And so, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, may I invite that we please be upstanding. And I'd like to take the rare privilege and honor of inviting the Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Honorable Mulambo Haimbe, to come and give his remarks. Big round of applause for him, ladies and gentlemen.
We may be seated. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. For people that are taking on the challenge of developing Zambia, I think we should have more energy than that. Good morning, everyone. Much better, thank you. The president of the Zambia Diaspora Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Fred Musanu, Your Excellencies, High Commissioners and heads of mission here present, our fellow citizens in the diaspora, captains of industry and private sector representatives, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure the salutations have already been done and allow me to adopt them as my own. It is both a privilege and an honor to stand here before you today as the guest of honor at this inaugural International Business Exchange Hybrid Conference. This gathering, under the theme, Redefining the Diaspora, Connecting Businesses and Unlocking Zambia's Economic Potential, serves as a testament to our collective commitment to driving sustainable economic growth through the power of collaboration. The Zambian government recognizes the invaluable contributions of the diaspora community, the Zambian diaspora community, to national development. Beyond essential remittances, the diaspora plays a pivotal role in driving investment, transferring knowledge, fostering entrepreneurship, and sparking innovation, each of which contributes significantly to national development. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, globally, diaspora remittances have become an essential source of foreign exchange, often surpassing foreign direct investment in many developing countries. Zambia is no different. According to the World Bank, remittances to sub-Saharan Africa reached 54 billion United States of American dollars in 2023, with Zambia receiving an estimated 350 million annually from its diaspora, 350 million United States of America dollars from its diaspora. I'm sure we can do much better than that. Research also indicates that for every $1 invested by the diaspora, up to 200 direct and indirect jobs are created, especially in critical sectors. Additionally, businesses owned by members of the diaspora are rapidly growing, particularly in sectors such as real estate, fintech, agribusiness, and manufacturing, and thus helping to open new economic frontiers here, back home. These figures illustrate that the Zambian diaspora is not only a crucial economic lifeline, but also a driver of long-term sustainable development. Recognizing this vital role, government launched the Diaspora policy in April 2019. This policy aims to foster the integration of all the Zambian diaspora into the country's development by creating a conducive environment for their and your active participation. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as government, and in particular through the leadership of His Excellency President Hakainde Hichilema, we have placed a great emphasis on the need to harness the potential of the diaspora. Allow me to pause here from the prepared speech and talk about a typical example of how our president takes an interest in what the diaspora can do. I was just sharing with the president a short while ago, the president of the ZDCC a short while ago. We were, I think those who may have followed, in Addis Ababa not too long ago for the African Union Conference. And we got into a conversation with our colleagues, our counterparts from Ethiopia. And one of the things that was discussed was the rapid development that we see in the city of Addis Ababa. Hotels, all sorts of real estate being developed at a very rapid pace. And it was brought to our attention that a huge proportion of that development is funded by Ethiopians living outside, Ethiopians from the diaspora. Now, this is the challenge that the president, His Excellency President Hichilema, threw to me, and by extension to us all here. Can our diaspora citizens equally contribute significantly to the development of our own beloved Lusaka and beyond? Can we, as we have already heard from the president, put action to our words by going into these critical sectors? Where we have challenges now, can we create opportunities in the energy sector? Again, the president was speaking not too long ago, I think it was actually yesterday, about the fact that there's been significant changes to our electricity subsector through the introduction of various models that allow for independent power producers or power traders to play a part in the energy sector, the electricity sector in particular. 5 megawatts, up to 5 megawatts of generation capacity can be done now without any restriction because of the open access and net metering initiatives that have been put in place. This challenge that we have with energy in the country now, is it something that we can all stand to benefit through effective participation? That's a question mark, a challenge that I leave for you, President of the ZDCC, and all of us, the members and those key stakeholders, to look for these opportunities in what appears to be times of challenge. Therefore, the expectations placed on how government will engage the diaspora are quite high. However, diaspora engagement is not only the preserve of government, but should be multi-sectoral and should be one that takes a whole society approach. In that regard, I wish to use this opportunity to acknowledge all stakeholders, both in country and abroad, who have contributed towards national development through diaspora engagement. Let me also commend the organizers of this inaugural conference for the initiative. Your efforts in bridging the gap between the diaspora and Zambia's investment landscape are truly commendable. Thank you. It is through such collective efforts that Zambia will reach, and note the use of the word will, it is inevitable. We'll reach greater heights. The more we collaborate, the stronger we become. The more we unite, the greater our impact. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the IBEX 2025 conference provides an unparalleled opportunity to deepen partnerships between diaspora investments and local entrepreneurs, as well as international stakeholders and government agencies. As we engage in critical discussion through this conference, I urge all participants to focus on facilitating diaspora investment, empowering SMEs for economic growth, and promoting youth and women entrepreneurship. I have been informed, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, that plans are underway to host IBEX 2026 in the United States of America. This will serve as another major opportunity to attract global investors, strengthen economic ties, and position Zambia on the world stage as a hub and a destination for investment and innovation. As we participate in this second day of the conference, government will closely review outcomes, recommendations, and key takeaways to determine further steps in improving diaspora investment policies. Your feedback and success stories will help shape our approach to strengthening Zambia's business climate and maximizing contributions from all our citizens, whether in country or beyond. I'd like at this point to take particular cognizance of the remarks by the president of the ZDCC around the shift globally from development aid to self-sustainability. I think we have seen significant changes in the foreign policies of some of our strongest partners. That is a clarion call indeed, as well as being a wake-up call that we must put more effort in relying on ourselves. And I thank the president of the ZDCC for putting that particular perspective clearly out there for all of us to heed and listen to. So a round of applause. I've spoken for far too long. There's still a few pages to go, but I'll use my greater wisdom from having been in politics for quite a bit now and end here. I would like to therefore say that we must seize this opportunity to unlock Zambia's economic potential and pave the way for a more prosperous, resilient, and globally competitive nation. Together, we will transform Zambia into an investment powerhouse. I therefore end by saying to you all, thank you for your kind attention. Let us turn words into action and see positive, measurable, tangible outcomes from our engagement today and beyond. Thank you very much.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for our guest of honor, Honorable Minister, for that very profound speech and, of course, putting a challenge to us. Thank you so much, Honorable Minister, for indeed highlighting the pivotal role that the diaspora must play and should play in as far as driving investment and national development is concerned. I'm particularly elated to hear you emphasize the need to be able to push that beyond just the remittances that are coming from the diaspora And you did highlight very well what other potentials lie within that. But I loved also that the Honorable Minister was, quick to mention that the privilege of engaging with the diaspora does not remain a preserve of government. And he clearly stated that it's a multi-sectoral approach, and all the stakeholders must be able to take keen interest. But at the end of the day, the call and the challenge is on us, ladies and gentlemen, in the words of the minister, to put words into action. If we are going to unlock the potential of Zambia, we indeed need to be able to put words into action. Talking about unlocking the potential of our local businesses, Honorable Minister, we have a few dynamic local businesses that have set up exhibitions outside.